Hello there. Welcome to my show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak for December 28, 2020. Yeah, it's only a few days before New Year's Eve. So what are your plans for New Year's Eve? It's coming fast. Um, yeah, it's many people consider New Year's Eve the greatest holiday for young people. It's like everybody talks about where you're gonna be for New Year's Eve, and girlfriends compare the best New Year's Eve, right? And they talk about it before, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna wear, who they're gonna spend New Year's Eve with. If they have a boyfriend, talk about how cool the boyfriend is for arranging this New Year's Eve party for her or fun festivities. And girls compare who's the cooler boyfriend. You know how it is. Um, and then they send photos on Instagram. Wow, it's happening on New Year's Eve. And then they talk about it for weeks afterwards. So it's a very important holiday, for women, but also for men. You have the bragging rights in the men's world. If you're watch football with a bunch of buddies, you know, you're going to be comparing notes about how you spend New Year's Eve. So, yeah, I mean, it's, what can you say? Uh, New Year's is coming. Yeah. So, I guess we could say today, 28th, is 1, 2, 3 days before New Year's Eve. You have 3 days to plan. If you haven't had anything to plan for New Year's Eve, your girlfriend's thinking like, what a dud. You know what I mean? She'll be telling all her friends what a dud. Or worse yet, all her friends will be telling her, your girlfriend, what a dud, or your wife or your fiance, which would be worse than girlfriend because you're like you're engaged to be married and you're like looking like a dud to everybody, every one of our friends. you know, but when we look at the numbers, yes, COVID-19 is horrible. It's killing a lot of people, but so far it's infected less than 10% of Americans, which means over 90% of Americans have not gotten infected with COVID ever in their life. Over 90%. So for majority of Americans, COVID isn't really a part of their experience. So we have in the last 24 hours, 1,761 people who are reported to have died from COVID. Obviously, it's still holiday week, and it's holiday week. So you're going to have underreporting. So it's probably more like 3,000. But having said that, still, over 90% of Americans haven't been infected. So a lot of people are traveling and planning to have a great New Year's Eve. You know, um, what can you say? We're Americans. We like to have fun. Um, so the total death right now is at 334,830. And obviously it's going to go up. It's COVID-19 world. So, it's going to go up. But, it's not, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know how bad it's going to be. But, a lot of Americans are saying, hey, that I'm not going to let COVID destroy my fun. I'm not going to let COVID-19 destroy my New Year's Eve. So a lot of Americans are planning to have a lot of fun. And some people are like, they found out what a cool thing that their best friend is doing with his fiance or his wife. So, people are buying tickets to go and travel and have fun. So that's happening like right now. People are buying tickets for tomorrow and flying out. You know, um, there are a lot of fun things to do. As you know, one of the great things about Christmas vacation is that you have destinations to go to have summer fun. Like Mexico is close by; it's a couple hours away. You fly and swim in like 100-degree weather. The Caribbean is a couple of plane ride away from uh, Ronald Reagan Airport here in Arlington, or BWI in Baltimore. A couple hours later, 2 3 hours later, you're like in Caribbean, ready to have fun. Just take out your thong or your swim trunks, or for women in St. Martin, the Dutch side, a lot of women are gonna go topless. Like Ed and I, we went to St. Martin on a cruise ship. The both the French side and the Dutch side. Really, to be honest, they have the French and the Dutch side. And Ed and I were like, wow, so many women are topless. Because the French and French like to go topless in their swimming. So like this was like during a Christmas. It was like a 6 day princess cruise um, from like Christmas to New Year's, and it's like nice and warm there, and so many women were topless in St. Martin. Yeah, I was like, well, a lot of these French people, they just, and then we found out they weren't French, they were Americans. Like people around us, they were topless. We were talking about like them in French, and then we found out, just you get to talk to people, or you overhear them talking, and they're Americans. So apparently, like a lot of American women, when they go to like the French, side of Saint Martin, which is in the Caribbean islands, they like to go topless too, which was kind of interesting. I thought it was a European thing, but maybe they were like American European wannabes. But yeah, but it's yeah, it's I went to these are photos of me from Spain, and um you know German paradise. That's why I'm wearing my German hat. It's cold here in Arlington, Virginia, so you kind of need winter clothing. But um yeah, German paradise, Mallorca. And these are photos from that. I mean, to be honest with you, that was during summertime, and Mallorca is kind of cold in winter. It's not like the Caribbean or Mexico. Other parts of the world which are like summer, like New Zealand and Australia. It's like summertime there. It's like opposite of us. When we're winter, they're summer. So yeah, it's like 100 degrees in New Zealand and Australia. Um, but yeah, so but wherever you fly to, it's only one flight away, basically, nonstop flight away. You can be at a summer destination, kind of enjoying the sun and the fun in the sun. In Mallorca there are a lot of topless women too. It's Europe, European beaches are kind of like that. So you see in the center, right there, next to the beach scene, a girl who's kind of topless there, kind of leaning over. And her friend there, she's topless too, but cut off the part where her breasts are showing, because this is like PG. It is for adults. This show is for adults over 18, but you know. So, but she and her friend, the two female friends, and we had a lot of fun. We spent the whole day at the beach, and we did a lot of fun things. And they were toplets the whole time. For like so like 7 8 hours in the sun. It was like we did a lot of fun stuff together, but yeah, they were topless throughout the whole day, doing all kinds of stuff. I guess it's natural for Europeans. It's a little different. So I'm not used to that being an American, but yeah, I guess they're Europeans. Like, we can say, I don't know what to say. So, but anyway, women behind me, as you can see, are Americans. So they're not topless, obviously, but yeah, it's like that in swimming pool too. Like you go to swimming pool, like public swimming pool, like in Germany. When I was in Regensburg or Freiburg, I went to public swimming pool. Like most of the women are topless, like in a public swimming pool that's like run by the city. I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? Uh, yeah, it's pretty interesting, Europeans how they are. Um, but yeah, I mean, you'll see it if you go to St. Martin, fly 2 hours over to St. Martin, you'll see it everywhere in the Caribbean. Um, Obviously, if you go to U.S. Virgin Islands, they're Americans, so nobody's going to be topless, But Yeah, but it's like that in Europe and European Caribbean areas. But yeah, so it's fun. Beaches are fun because during the day you can like kind of swim, ride the waves, do snorkeling, and meet new fun people who are out there to have fun on their vacation. And spend some time, having fun with them. And at nighttime, you have dancing venues to go to, and it's a lot of fun too. Um, yeah, like if you go to like a vacation spot, whether it's Saint Martin or Antigua or Mallorca, it's I guess people are just there for vacation. They're in a vacation mode to have vacation fun. Um, but yeah, so you fly over there, to any one of these places, and spend New Year's Eve there. It's probably going to be like that, and that's why a lot of people are flying over. They're buying tickets and flying over. Airports are packed. Because they're like, hey, if I want to die from COVID, yeah, I want to have fun before die. Last fling in the sun before I die from COVID. So a lot of people are flying to like Caribbean, and there's still seats available because a lot of people are not flying to Caribbean because of COVID, which means like the tickets are very cheap, and there are a lot of open spaces. So you could probably get a ticket to fly to one of the Caribbean destinations without any problem. Like if I buy a ticket tomorrow today, you could probably fly tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Spend a few days in the fun in the sun before you have New Year's Eve. you know. So yeah, so it's a lot of Americans are doing that. Um, you know, um, it's fun. Spending time in the sun. Who doesn't like a beach, right? Um, yeah. So, I thought, because, New Year's Eve is, just around the corner and a lot of Americans want to spend fun time in the sun. Uh, I thought you'd like to know what's going on over these places, because you may be like worried if you go over there, you may get COVID. It's possible, obviously, but, we're number one. America's number one for COVID-19 infections and death in the world. So the most dangerous place to be is in America right now. Obviously, some countries are not letting Americans in, but many countries are actually surprisingly letting Americans in. So a lot of Americans are flying there to have fun. So I figure you want to know like what the situation is like for places where you may want to spend New Year's Eve this weekend. And some places you could actually get a bungalow. So like you just stay in the bungalow with your wife on a second or third honeymoon. Um, and there's like no COVID in your bungalow, and you have your own like patch of beach. And they even bring meals to your place, or you could go and eat at one of the restaurants, like socially distanced from everyone. So a lot of married couples are flying out to spend their second or third honeymoon. They've been stressed out over COVID-19 with their children, so they're letting the grandma and grandpa take care of their grandkids, flying out, to spend like a few days, in the Caribbean or, in their private bungalow, which would be safe for COVID. Uh, and others are just, they're going for the parties, you know. So, yeah, so that's happening. But, these are all places you could fly to with basically nonstop flight and kind of spend New Year's Eve. You could do it safely if you are just with your wife in a private bungalow or whatever, right? Um, so Antigua and Barbuda, they have so far 158 cases and 5 deaths. So that's it. I didn't put any percentage there because the deaths are so few. Uh, it's like I don't want to just, you know, it's like almost irrelevant. Seychelles Islands, which is like considered a paradise, they have 217 cases. It's further away, so you probably have to switch planes a little bit. Seychelles Islands are like off of the coast of Africa, but it's I hear it's beautiful. I've seen photos. It's really nice. Um, a lot of French people like to go there, and they have zero death. Yeah. And number three destination, where you may be interested in going to, it's only a few hours away from here in DC or Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York. Fly from John F. K. Airport. You're there in like a few hours. It's Barbados. 365 cases, only 7 deaths. I mean, like you go to these places and get a bungalow with you and your wife, and if neither of you have COVID, it's like you're not gonna get COVID, right? Um, yeah, so a lot of people are buying tickets and flying out tomorrow or whatever, day after tomorrow for fun in the sun. A few days, they're like, hey, we have to weather the winter, January, February, March, April, May, with COVID, with social restrictions and, no indoor restaurants and, no fun. So some people are like, just like rushing to get out, have fun because like, I mean, there are a lot of seats available on planes. So, make sure you fly with N95 mask to protect you. But yeah, number four is New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. Ed and I, we went there, and oh my gosh, the water is, we went there to meet like women, single women that we kind of got acquainted with over Christian Mingle. you know, this was when Ed was single. I've never been married. I'm still single. Hopefully, God will send me a good Christian woman to marry. But um, yeah, so Ed and I we went there and we met up with our Christian Mingle single women that we were on online dating with. And New Zealand was nice. It was a lot of fun. It's like we went like in Christmas time, New Year's. Yeah, it's like summer. It's like everybody's women are in bikini and like we're swimming, riding waves. A lot of fun. Um, yeah, they only have 25 deaths. It's a big country, but they have only 25 deaths. Um, Thailand has, Thailand is another place like Americans like to go to, especially young people. The beaches there, are great, and parties are supposed to be even better. So a lot of young people like to go to Thailand and have fun. So Thailand has 6,285 cases, and the deaths are at 60. So not many people have gotten COVID or died from COVID in Thailand. Um, yeah, life is what you make it. Obviously, from a healthcare expert perspective, I recommend you stay at home and isolate yourself. That's the best way to survive COVID-19. But I understand, I understand human nature. I'm a social scientist as well, a historian, professionally trained at UCLA. So I understand, like, you don't want to be a dweeb among all your best friends, you know, um, and you don't want to be seen as a dweeb to your wife, if she wants to have fun for New Year's or, your fiance. I mean, you may lose her. She may marry someone else if she thinks you're a dweeb, or your girlfriend who may just trap you for another guy. So I understand like why you would want to do something fun for New Year's Eve, or for like this period. You know, so I understand you want to purchase a ticket to fly out to like Barbados for like a week with your wife. That makes total sense. Just make sure you do it carefully so you don't catch COVID. I mean, there really isn't COVID in Barbados. If you stay away from other Americans, you probably won't get COVID. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't have COVID in Barbados. So if you fly there, just stay away from other Americans because they're probably the ones who could give you COVID. You know what I mean? Um, but if you get a little bungalow, just you and your wife, um, have the foods brought in, you're probably completely safe for a whole week. You have private patch of beach, so there's no one around really. Yeah, it's probably a very safe and fun way to have a New Year's, New Year's vacation with your wife for a week or so. Yeah, so I understand you want to go and have fun. You know, um, I mean, human beings are human, and especially if you're after, if you're past 40, you may die by April anyway. Even if you socially isolate, you get COVID from somebody while you're shopping and die. So I understand why you'd want to take your wife to like a 1 week vacation in Barbados, crack open their retirement fund. Because if you die and you may leave the money to your wife, but she's alone. She'll marry some other guy and have fun with him with your money. you know? So I understand, like, before you die, you want to have fun with your wife. Makes total sense to me. Some of you may be like, I want to go for a month to Barbados. I want to spend my money there before I die from COVID. It makes total sense. If I were like, old, and that's probably what I would do. If I'm like past like 65, and I have this money saved up, and there's high chance I'll die before, you know, uh, soon because of COVID, I'll probably like crack open that retirement savings, and go for a year, and live in like Barbados or Seychelles, where there's no COVID. If we say, I'll probably have a higher chance of surviving COVID-19 with my wife if I'm like over 65 in Seychelles Islands, as long as I don't have COVID and she doesn't have COVID. You know what I'm saying? And if we're like healthy adults, older adults, I'm not 65, obviously, but I'm just saying, if I were over 65 and I had money saved up, that's what I would do. I'll go to like Seychelles Island or somewhere there's no COVID with my wife and just like, don't have to wear a mask at all. Nobody has COVID, you know. Just like have 1 year of fun while, get away from America for a year to come back, it probably won't be over by a year, but, if you stay in America, there's a higher chance of dying from COVID than if you go to Seychelles Island for like a year, rent out a little house or whatever, the beach house for a year, or even stay in a hotel for a year. It's probably far safer. But anyway, yeah, life is like that. You make your decisions, you know, you know, but even if you're young, if you're like a multi-billionaire, let's say you're a billionaire, you're like 20, 21, take 1 year leave of absence, go over to Thailand and just stay there for a year, or New Zealand, go over to New Zealand, stay there for a year. It's so much safer there. You know what I mean? If you have money, if your like father's a billionaire or a millionaire, why not go to New Zealand and have fun for 1 year? You could do 1 year abroad in New Zealand University. They don't have any COVID cases. There's just like no chance of getting infected. Really, 25 people so far have died from it. So yeah, but you gotta have money to do that though. Um, so travel fuels COVID-19 spike. That's true, especially within America because COVID-19 is everywhere in America. It's not everywhere in like other countries like Seychelles. There's zero COVID death, but yeah, but it's everywhere in America. So if you travel around in America, yeah, there's a chance you're gonna get COVID. And that's probably why we're gonna have a big spike because we are in a like COVID bubble, like, and we're inside the bubble with the COVID inside. That's why, which is unfortunate, but which is true. So the first article is TSA sees holiday air travel increase that worries COVID-19 experts by Jesse Coburn on Newsday. Today's article, more than 1 million people nationwide pass through Transport and Security Administration checkpoints each day over the weekend, reflecting a jump in holiday air travel that public health experts predict will cause COVID-19 infections to spike. Security workers screened 1,128,800 passengers on Saturday and another 1,284,600 on Sunday, TSA statistics show. The spike in cases in a couple weeks due to Christmas is probably going to be the worst and darkest days of the pandemic, said David Freeman, professor emeritus of infectious diseases of University of Alabama at Birmingham, who specializes in travel medicine, doesn't that just want you to take out your retirement fund and go over to Seychelles Islands and rent an apartment or like a bungalow for a year? It's like warm all year round. You only need a bungalow. You know what I mean? Jeez, eat great food, cooked by great chefs, for 1 year. You have a 1 year honeymoon with your wife. I mean, you can spend that money before you die of COVID. Your children can do with what they have to do. You don't have to leave them an inheritance. Well, I mean, do what you want, but I mean, if you're elderly with money, that's, you're relatively healthy, obviously. Um, it's not a bad idea to do that. Second article, doctors predict another onslaught of COVID patients after mass holiday travel. This is America. America is like COVID hell. You go out of COVID hell, you can go to paradise, like Seychelles Islands, where there's zero COVID death. And your chance of not dying from COVID is really high if you go to like place like that, you know? If you and your wife don't have COVID now, you're probably not going to get COVID for a whole year. Yeah, I mean, if you're rich, I mean, you can do things to survive COVID. Obviously, you just go to an area where there's no COVID or little COVID. Um, Doctor predicts another onslaught of COVID patients after mass holiday travel. That's 13 CBS Sacramento. At the current time, more Americans were hospitalized this past week than any other week of the pandemic, according to the COVID tracking project. 6 states set new records Sunday for the most COVID-19 patients hospitalized. Alabama, California, Georgia, Mississippi, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Geez, those are close to Virginia. So they're coming, to Virginia. Doctors say mass holiday travel will lead to even more patients. Yeah, obviously, especially in DC area because we have so many staffers for congressmen, and so many staffers for the senators, and we have like all these NGOs. So we're gonna see a big spike in COVID-19 in Washington DC area. We're like close to DC, right? We're next to DC in Arlington. So Arlington, Alexandria, Falls Church, and Fairfax County, we're going to see a sharp spike. All the hospitals will be overwhelmed. There'll be people dying left and right in this area from COVID in the days and weeks to come. So it's already happening in some hospitals in this area. So yeah, so a huge problem because many hospitals are already full beyond capacity. And unlike previous holidays, the Christmas New Year combo stretches an entire week, right? And people are celebrating even now. You celebrate from Christmas to New Year, right? Basically. Now, who works during that time, right? Really? I mean, unless you're a nurse, who works during like Christmas to New Year? You take the whole week off, go to Barbados and have fun in the sun. Um, and unlike previous holidays, the Christmas New Year combo stretches an entire week. Quote, we know that after every major holiday, that there was a spike in the number of cases, emergency medicine physician Dr. Lena Wen said. Yeah, so I mean, obviously we're going to expect it because we're like inside the bubble, COVID-19 bubble in America, and we're inside it with COVID-19. So if you go out of the bubble, like to Seychelles Island, you're much safer, or Thailand or whatever, you're much safer, or New Zealand. New Zealand is a great country. Go to New Zealand. Rent a house or apartment for 1 year. No chance of dying from COVID. I mean, if you have money, spend it. And you can swim around in New Zealand now, with the fishes. It's summertime in New Zealand, you know. Yeah, your children love it. If you have money, you're a millionaire, billionaire, just take a leave of absence from work or extend the vacation, go for 1 year in New Zealand, just have fun. Save for the kids, save for you, you know. You could homeschool your children, or just put them in New Zealand schools. They don't have many cases. you know. So, I mean, you could put your children in New Zealand schools. If you have money, go there for 1 year, rent a house, save for you, save for your children. Um, yeah. So third article, Costco selling COVID-19 tests for Bermuda travel. By Janine Puha, New York Post. You really can buy anything at Costco. The Warehouse Club is selling at-home saliva test screen for COVID-19 available in select markets and promoted in partnership with Bermuda for an easier island getaway. Bermuda is one of these destinations, right? The Bermuda Tourism Authority and the government of Bermuda recently announced the news, touting the British territory as the first international destination to easily use PCR saliva screening as an acceptable pre-arrival test. Hey, these vacation spots are trying to make it easy for you to go vacation there. So some of you are like, Bermuda, here I come tomorrow. And you're like going through Expedia.com, getting your ticket, flying out of, DCA, Ronald Reagan Airport, and you get a ticket like that for a very good price. Hotel prices are cheap. You're like, man, cheapest vacation in my life in Bermuda with my wife and my children. Make sure you get N95 mask, because probably the most dangerous part about going to Bermuda will be like the flights, where you're sitting next to other Americans, could have COVID. So just make sure you invest in like N95 mask, or those respirators you could order through Amazon, which would be safe as well. Um, yeah. So yeah, I hope that you will have a good New Year's. Obviously, as a healthcare expert, I have to say the safe way to survive COVID-19 is lock yourself in your home and just spend it with like people in your household. That's the safest way to survive it. But I understand, if you and your children, none of you have COVID, and you want to go over to a vacation spot, rent a vacation house, it's just you and your children, and you're not around other Americans who have COVID, and people in that country don't have COVID, so it's not like you're going to get it from them. It makes sense why you'd want to buy a ticket tonight and fly out tomorrow with your children to have some fun in the sun with the fishes. But obviously you gotta have money to do that. If you're poor, you can't do that. If you're middle class, you probably can't do that unless you have money saved up. You know, but if you're rich, hey, if you and your wife are making more than $500,000 a year, and you have paid off your house, then yeah, I mean, why not, right? But life is like that. America is probably the most dangerous place to be right now for COVID. We have the most cases and most death. But vacation spots, as long as you don't catch COVID on the way there, on the plane, or on the way back on the plane, because you're sitting next to Americans, uh, you could have a lot of fun. And I would actually recommend. There are a lot of rich people in Virginia State District. Let's be honest here. There are a lot of people who have millions of dollars saved up. If you're one of these people in Virginia State District, I'd recommend that you just like either take the work with you. Some of you can work from abroad, or just take 1 year off. If you have enough money, like millions saved up, take 1 year off and just go with your wife, yourself, and your children to like New Zealand for 1 year. I mean, you may be able to get a work transfer over there. If you work for an international company, maybe you could find an office in New Zealand where you could work. You could arrange it with your company. You could work in New Zealand while your children go to school in New Zealand, have a relatively normal life. Your wife will be happy we should have a relatively normal life, And that's what I would do. If I were wealthy, fly over to New Zealand for 1 year, next year, for 1 year. Your children don't have to be out of school. They could go physically to school every day because hardly anybody has COVID in New Zealand. So that's what I would do if I had money. Go to a country with, and it's like English speaking country. But you have to have money to be able to do that. And you have to be brave enough to do that, take the initiative. But That's what I would do if I were you. If you are in Virginia's 8th district and you have money, yeah, just go to New Zealand, rent a house for a year, live a normal life. Um, but you know, I mean, your kids will be happier, you'll be happier. You know what I'm saying? But you see all this good advice I give you. I give advice for people who are working class, people who are poor, people who are rich. I give you advice that you can actually use, you know? And that's why this show is so important. I don't believe the liberal media that treats everybody as equal. No, everybody's not equal. Everybody do not make the same money. Everybody's not in the same situation here. So obviously, this show takes into consideration the differences in your experience, your current situation, what the Germans call Sitz and Leben, situation in life. And I try to provide you with advice that is actionable, something, an advice that you could take an action on to survive COVID, to help your children survive COVID, and also obtain, a quality of life. So I care that you are alive, but I also care that you have quality of life. Because what good is life if it doesn't have quality of life, right? Do you want to just live for the sake of living? Or do you want to live a life that is fulfilled, enjoyable, and makes you happy? So this show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak, is unlike the liberal media in that I deal with the whole person. I try to take care of you uh, as an individual, as a family, who have hopes and dreams that has been kind of shocked by COVID-19. And I'm trying to help you achieve life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness in the midst of all that. You see what I'm saying? Because those are the fundamental rights of every American to pursue life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So I don't want you to be unhappy, right? I want you to be happy, but I don't want you to lose your life, unless you choose to risk your life for the sake of liberty or for the sake of pursuit of happiness, right? These three factors are seen as balanced, meaning life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, they're equally important for Americans. One is not more important than the other for Americans, most of Americans, right? Um, so the fact that I did my master's program at Georgetown University's master's program and clinical nurse leader at School of Nursing and Health Studies, I think kind of provided me with a broader perspective on healthcare than people who went to like non-Jesuit universities, for nursing. Because Jesuits emphasize cura personalities, treating the whole person. So Jesuit priests, and there are Jesuit nurses, Jesuit doctors. So Jesuits see the necessity to obviously treat the physical dimensions because people need physical treatment from nurses, from doctors. But Jesuits also see the need for emotional, mental health, psychological, and more importantly, spiritual, like religious, spiritual, cultural needs. So they understand that. So one of the things I appreciate about my Jesuit education at Georgetown University is the emphasis on treating the whole person. I think that's a very important. They have a term for that, cura personalis, is Latin. And Kanye came out with a Christian album with like Latin songs. Hey Kanye, congratulations on your new album. It's always good to see Christian artists like Kanye West or Justin Bieber, put out like a Christian album. Yeah, it's a good thing. I hope, Taylor Swift will put out a Christian album too. I really like Taylor Swift, She's like my dream girl for marriage, I'm not going to lie, because, think about it, I may die from COVID, you may die from COVID. What's the point in lying? You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, but yeah, she's very, I'm, I mean, I was going to say just from a physical angle, but it's not just physical, you know. I think Taylor Swift is a really genuinely nice person, you know. Yeah, I love to go to like, spend time with Taylor Swift, like in, Barbados or Saint Martin or Antigua or, you know, I'm sure she's a fun person, but anyway, what can you say, yeah. But anyway, hi Taylor. She's from Pennsylvania, like me. Um, yeah. You probably know like common people. Like there, I bet we have mutual people that we know. World is not that big. It's like all connected. She's Presbyterian, so her father and mother probably go to Presbyterian church. For all I know, like they know like people I know. You know what I'm saying? I went to a Christian school, Philmont Christian Academy, which is like Presbyterian. So she may have a cousin who went there. Maybe I was like classmate with one of her relatives. you know, yeah. But Costco, they have this thing that they're doing. Yeah, I mean, um, life is what you make it, right? I mean, if you're a billionaire or millionaire and you have money, you could choose to go to New Zealand and have fun life with your children, and children have fun life in the schools. Well, there's like minimal. I mean, there's really no chance of them getting COVID in New Zealand. Or you could stay here in Arlington, you know, with your millions that you don't spend, like stay in Scrooge, and not have fun. You know what I mean? I mean, you could have two billionaires or two multimillionaires, and they will use their money differently. You know, some people are hoarders. They have money, but they won't spend it. I'm like, spend your money, go to New Zealand for a year, have fun. Put your children in New Zealand schools. They'll get a multicultural experience. It's an English-speaking school, so they're not going to struggle at all. Language-wise. So why wouldn't you do it? I don't understand. If I had money, if I married Taylor Swift and we had like 5 children, and I would go over to New Zealand right now, like buy a ticket tomorrow for 1 year. Yeah, I could probably easily get like rent a house. Like you could go to the city, you could go to like countryside. You choose. I mean, it's a fairly small country. You could get from one point to another point fairly easily. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's like a paradise. Yeah. So, aren't you happy you watched this show, Multimillionaires of Arlington County, Alexandria Falls Church of Fairfax County? Now you have an idea. Well, I mean, do what you want. I mean, you're not a slave. If you want to be not stingy and spend some money to give your children a fun New Zealand cultural experience and for your wife to be happy, just like socializing with the socialite women in New Zealand, every day, then you fly out to New Zealand, you have the money, you just need the will, you know. Life is like that, life is what you make it. There are people with billions of dollars who don't have a good life. They don't know how to have quality life. And they have all that money. It's really sad. And then there are people with no money, and they know how to have a quality life. And that's the irony of life. Uh, Money doesn't make you happy because you just don't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, when people say money don't make you happy, I mean it's true. But you know what I say to that? Money doesn't make you happy because you just don't know how to use it. Of course, money can make you happy, for God's sake. I mean, geez, money can make you happy. Money can make 100% of you happy. It's just that, you have to make sure money doesn't go over your head. And you know how to use it to maximize your happiness. Of course, money can make you happy. Yeah, go for the money, you know. You know what I'm saying? Go for the money. I'm a Calvinist. There's no sin in being wealthy. I mean, try to be as rich as you can, like Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie Mellon. They're all like Presbyterians, right? They went for the money. I'm like, go for the money. Don't feel guilty about being a billionaire. Hey, you work for it. Just use your money for the glory of God. Go for the money. I remember when I was teaching at Savoy Elementary School, and one of the teachers was telling my students, like, if you get an NFL contract as a first year freshman in college, you should finish college before going to NFL. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? I'm like, who who needs a college degree when you have an NFL contract? If you're a freshman and you got an NFL contract to like Dallas Cowboys, just go to Dallas Cowboys. Forget school. I mean, college is useless, really. Only reason you go to college is to get a better job. If you got a multi-million dollar, $10 million contract as a first-year freshman at age 19 to play football for Dallas Cowboys, why the heck would you want to finish college? That's an idiotic thing to do. I mean, I give you as exhibit A, Bill Gates. He didn't finish Harvard. He didn't finish college. He went for the money. That's the smart thing to do. Don't finish college if you have the money. There's no point. You go to college to make money. So if you already got the money, why go to college? I mean, if you're already a billionaire, you go to college for fun, just to get a degree or whatever, or maximize, maybe you could learn stuff that could increase your wealth. But I mean, you go to college to make money. So if you get a job that's going to pay you a lot of money, there's no point going to college. There's absolutely zero point going to college. Um, yeah, if they give you like a NBA contract or NFL contract, yeah, at age 19, drop out of school, take the money. I mean, you want to be a football player. You're not trying to be a professor in college. I mean, you're playing football for Stanford or Duke or, because you want to get to the NFL, right? So if you already got an NFL contract, you've accomplished your goal. Why stick around in college for what? College degree is worth worth less than this magnifying glass. Really. I mean, you know how many college students are unemployed with their Harvard University degrees right now in COVID-19 America? Go for the money. It's not, I mean, you go to college to make money. You don't go to college just for the sake of it. Don't be stupid. You know, if you're going to get a contract to make a lot of money, quit school. There's no point, going to college, because you go to college to make money. That's the whole point of college. You go to college to make money. That's don't go to college for the sake of going to college. You don't need a college degree. College degree doesn't make you smarter. College degree doesn't make you like a better human being. No, you don't need a college degree. Only reason you need a college degree is to get a better job. If you have a good job that pays you, don't go to college. I remember Ed Musang telling me, like his brother Paul, he went to college to Penn State University, and he's a smart guy, Paul. And he went to college, and he's like, he didn't really make money like in college. And he graduated from college, and he was unemployed for like 6 years. So he borrowed money from his grandmother, tens of thousands of dollars, and he just lived on his own till like he's like 28 or 29 or whatever. Yeah, and it was just like, and then he heard Tony Evans. Is it Tony Evans? You know that emotional. I don't think it's Tony Evans. I think Tony Evans is a Baptist minister, but there's it's like one of those videotapes or audio tapes to inspire you. What do you call those? So he heard these tapes, and it kind of like, you know caused him to like get off his butt at like age 29 or 28. He went to his closest bank, became a loan officer. He worked his butt off. Um, like I guess you can make a lot of money doing that. And he basically was a loan officer, and he made like $1 million. Yeah, yeah, just doing loans. He didn't get a college degree for that, but yeah. So ever since that, he's been making like close to $1 million every year just doing loans for people, for this bank, small bank. Yeah. He could have done that without a college degree. You know what I mean? Um, but it wasn't his college degree that got him that job. It was a motivational speaker tapes that he heard. It just clicked. His best friend Ed Mosen was telling me, didn't go to college. He graduated from high school, got a real estate license, and started selling houses. Yeah, which is a high school degree from Hatboro Horsham High School in Pennsylvania. And he sold so many houses, like at age 18, 19. He's like making several $100,000 per year, far more than his parents, you know? So he went to a fundamentalist Baptist church, and his first girlfriend, and he was her first boyfriend, they got married at like age 18. And he's like making hundreds of thousands of dollars just selling houses. So they have a wonderful life. They have like a lot of kids. They got married at 18. He didn't need a college degree. He makes far more money than people who graduate from Harvard, MIT, Caltech, and he's far happier. He has more children. He started early at 18, and he's happily married the first love of his life, first and only love of his life, and she did too. So yeah, I mean, don't waste your life in college, College's only purpose is to get you a better job. There's no point going to college if you have a better job that you're happy with or a job that pays you well. There's no point going to college. Yeah, college is overrated. Don't go to college, waste your life. You're going to waste 4 years of your life in college if you already have a job that pays you well. Why? What's the point? So, be smart in 2020 COVID-19 America, because Harvard graduates, Yale University graduates, they're all like unemployed now. There's no jobs, so going to college is useless, worthless in COVID-19 America. So join the Army, join the Navy, join the Air Force, join US Marines at age 18. You'll be much happier because you're going to get a pay every day. They're going to feed you and they're going to house you. So if you just save the money that you make, you can actually make quite a bit of money. Yeah, because you don't have to pay rent, right? Or you don't have to pay for food. And you're going to be physically fit because they're going to like work you, right? So, your health will be good. So my recommendation is to join the Army, not go to college. If you graduate from Wakefield High School or from Washington and Lee High School or Yorktown High School, don't go to college. Go join the U.S. Marine, Air Force, Navy. Obviously, if you're a tough guy who's physically fit, join the Marines. But if you're like a little flabby, you join the U.S. Air Force because you could do like electronic stuff, But all of these places can give you training, and you can make money with this training. You could even become a nurse. Like if you go to like U.S. Army, you could join it, and you could say, I want to like do EMT or nursing. They will train you. They'll pay for everything, and you could become a nurse in the Army or Navy or whatever. Yeah. Going to the military is far better than going to university. College is useless. You go to Harvard, you're not going to have a job in COVID-19 America. So yeah, don't go to college. I mean, you got to adapt to the situation. We have COVID-19. Your parents are losing their jobs because of COVID. Why do you think you're going to have a job when you go to college degree? You know what I mean? And it's far better to join the military. You see all the good advice you get from me, right? Your dad just lost his job because of COVID. How is he going to pay for your college, right? By you going to U.S. military, not only does he not have to pay for your college, I mean, the military will pay for your college 4 years later if you want to go to college. It's one less mouth to feed. You like in the military is feeding you and housing you. I mean, you're helping your mom and dad. And your mom and dad can't really afford college anymore for you because they lost their job because of COVID. Do the smart thing. Don't go to college. It's useless. You could become a nurse in the military, for God's sake. You don't have to go to nursing school to become military. You go to U.S. Army, you talk to the recruiter about it. It's tracked into becoming a nurse. Yeah, they pay for everything. Um, yeah, I mean, do the smart thing, you know. Yes, you probably did not know that, right? You could go to the U.S. Army. You could enlist in the U.S. Army as a woman of 18, graduate from high school, or a man, graduate from high school, and you could get trained to be an EMT or a nurse. And U.S. military will pay for it, and it's part of your. You're going to get paid while you get the training. You know, you go to college, you're paying them. In the military, they're paying you to be trained as a nurse or EMT. You know what I mean? Why would you not want to go to the military? You know, yeah, do the smart thing. Join the military if you're 18. You know, marry the love of your life. You know, because once you're 18, you're an adult. You know, love doesn't come around. Like true love doesn't come around often. Um, First love is the true love, I would say. Everything after that is downhill. So if you have a true love from your high school, marry her. You know, you will not regret it. Um, yeah, I haven't met anybody who married their first true love regret it. Generally, their high school sweetheart. Yeah, yeah, but I have met a lot of people who regret not having married their high school sweetheart. Yeah, most of them regret it. So because they know it was their true love. As I told you, it's so downhill from there. You know, yeah. Um, yeah, are you glad you watched this show? I tell you things that you need to know about life to make you happy. And you don't hear from liberal media, you know? That's why this show is important. This show is focused on ensuring life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness for you. Yeah, because obviously I'm running for U.S. Congress. I'm Heerak Christian Kim, running for U.S. Congress of Virginia's 8th District, which is Arlington, Alexandria, Falls Church, and Fairfax County. And I care about you and your family and your children. So I'm going to try to improve your quality of life as well as trying to save your life. Uh, and trying to ensure your liberty. As you know, I'm a big First Amendment guy. I will fight for your First Right Amendment of First Amendment rights. Yeah, so life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That's what this show is all about. Yeah, so tune in tomorrow as well. I'll give you data to help you survive COVID-19 life and to find happiness in the midst of COVID-19, pursuit of happiness, and liberty, how you can practice your freedom as an American. So, yeah, and I show by example what that is as well on this show, this very show. So, yeah, I am Mr. America embodied. Uh, Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness embodied in this show. So, tune in tomorrow. And, you know, it's probably the most important thing you'll do in COVID-19 America. So, I hope that you'll be well and that your children will be well. And see you tomorrow. Bye.